becoming number one and number two, the imaginators. The imaginators. The imaginators, they use their mind to make money. That's how they use their mind to make money. So they imagine things, they create. The imaginators, or you call them the innovators, they innovate. So they use their mind to innovate. The directors, so they direct things. So imaginators imagine things creatively, because you have to create with your mind. You have to create means you use imagination, picture nation or image nation. So everything is created twice. One in the mind, you produce physically. One physical, so you produce physically. So production happen physically. So but the creating happen in the mind. So you see that we discussed it yesterday. So to operate in every industry, aim to be the imaginator and the communicator. Even though you start as an implementer, and of course it's not a bad place to start, but the wrong place to stay. So it should be where you are teaching and training, because you're going to pay you more money than putting your effort. So we started taking the one by one. So we discussed we started from number 4, the implementers. We told us that the implementers, that they always paid paid in society because of manpower, hands on deck to execute, always playing out. So you can start a business as an operator, just to operate and fulfill the function of the business every day, and document the processes, the SOPs, the DMOs, the KPIs, but strategically planning for you to live, to build system and structure, so you can scale your business and live the solopreneur level or the self-employed level, because it will not deliver you to the full freedom we discussed about. That's where we stopped last week. We were supposed to go to a manager. Yes or yes? Yes. So I know that we are number 2. Know your value, and we are here. So write on your notes the managers. Write on your notes the manager. So let's go to discuss why everybody needs to understand it. So that even you, as your father and the mother, you have to take care of the children, manage the children. Remember, anything you don't manage, you lose. You don't manage your time, you lose. You don't manage money, you lose. You don't manage your health, you lose it. You don't manage your father, you lose it. You don't manage your mother, you don't manage your wife, you manage your... So everything is management skill, is what the skill everybody needs to learn. Manage your clothes, manage everything around you. So you learn to manage. Whatever you can manage, you can multiply. So write this down on your notes. The managers consolidate. Manager consolidate and manage the implementers. The managers consolidate. The manager consolidate and manage the implementers. The manager consolidate and manage the implementers. To deliver the desired outcome, they manage the implementers to deliver the desired outcome of an institution. So the managers consolidate and manage the implementers to deliver the desired outcome of an organization. So if the organization wants to produce chair, shoe, poultry farming, fish farming, so the manager makes sure that outcome will be achieved. So the managers consolidate and manage the implementers to produce the desired outcome of an organization. Full stop. He definitely work harder and longer because he takes the blame if anything goes wrong. He definitely work harder and longer. He work harder and longer because he takes the blame for anything that goes wrong. So he takes the blame for anything that goes wrong. He takes the blame for anything that goes wrong. Full stop. So there's no risk involved because he's responsible for the operators, systems, and management. I said he definitely work harder and longer because he takes the blame for anything that goes wrong. Full stop. He faces more risk because he's responsible for the operators, the systems, and the management. So he takes more risk because he's responsible for the operators, systems, and management. That's what they're being paid because they take the risk, they work harder and longer because they make sure the production must be done. If not, they take the responsibility for it. So I said he definitely work harder and longer because he takes the blame for anything that goes wrong. If you written that one down, shall I say that he takes more risk because he's responsible for the operators, the systems, and management. Yeah, with me, shall I? Okay, definitely. So let's go to number 2 so that we can go to other outlines, which is what aim for the top. That's what we are aiming for today. So write this one on your notes. The communicators. The communicators. Okay, the communicators are mostly teachers, trainers. The communicators are mostly teachers, trainers, negotiators, sales professionals. The communicators are mostly teachers, trainers, negotiators, sales responsible. What you need to do is that you have to make up your mind to be part of those that will need to do is that you have to make up your mind to be part of those that will negotiate on behalf of the company, the one that will be the voice, the one that will represent an industry. So these people you see, they are getting paid the more, the teachers, the trainers, the negotiators, the sales professionals, responsible for presentation and ultimately a voice and represent an industry. So you know why the marketplace pay them the more? Write it down on your notes. They represent the marketplace. They represent in the marketplace. They represent in the marketplace. They represent in the marketplace. Talking to customers, clients, prospect, consulting. They represent in the marketplace. Talking to customers, clients, prospecting. They represent in the marketplace. They represent the marketplace. Talking to customers, clients, prospecting, teaching, training, advising. They represent in the marketplace. They represent in the marketplace. Talking to customers, clients, prospects, negotiating, consulting, teaching, training, advising, specializing in communication, etc. So you see that the voice of the company. So the voice, so they need to know what they are talking about. So because of that, the university rewards communicators. Those communicators that are the one representing, talking to customers, closing deals, negotiating, prospecting, consulting, teaching, training, advising. So write this down on your notes, even though you have not written anything today. Your true value is in your mouth, is in your mind and mouth. Your true value is in your mind and mouth. Your true value on earth is in your mind and mouth. Your true value. For us to know how valuable you are, when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Your true value is in your mind and mouth. As the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So by the words of your mouth, you shall be justified. By the words of your mouth, you shall be condemned. What will make you successful is your mouth. What will make you fail is your mouth. Is your mind and your mouth. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you are thinking small, you cannot have a big life. If you are thinking negative, you cannot have a positive life. So you must think positive to have a positive life. So it's what you think you ultimately say. So if your true value is what you are thinking and what is coming out of your mouth. Your mouth will say to you, put your snake. Somebody said something that you want to become great in life, learn to close your mouth. Because a fish that must avoid the hook must keep his mouth closed. Either with me, shall I? So if you're opening your mouth every time, you'll be caught. Because by the words of your mouth, you shall be condemned. By the words just right. And when you make too much statement, talk too much, you make mistakes. That's the problem. So a true value of a mind, of a man, is in his mind and what? Mouth. So people that know how to use these two things, they tend to succeed more than every other person in the world. Because it's by the mind you create, by the mouth you speak. And even look at the one that you are following. God created us in his image and likeness. Yes or yes? And the first thing he told us was that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was face of the deep. And the spirit of the water flew over on the water. And he said, let there be what? Light. That means before God spoke, he was already creating. How do we show? He said, in the beginning, God created. I told you, only create with your mind. Tell your mind. Creating means mental arrangement of thoughts. So he already used his mind to mentally arrange. And to furthermore agree with what I'm talking to you, he said the spirit of love hover. Hovering means to incubate. You know, incubate is to strategize, is to calculate, to permutate. It's permutating, it's thinking how the world would be. And we saw that in the book of Isaiah when the wisdom was advising him. That's not the way I'm going to today. Let me not overflog it. Let me just go to where we are going to. So he created before he spoke. He said that nothing was. He said that in the beginning was the word, and the word was God. And nothing was created that was made that without him. So that means that everything that God created, you have to say it. Tell us, say. Dangote that created the industry, just say it. I would like to own a cement industry. He talked about it, gather people, he started taking action. So you must say things. That is why you don't say the things you don't want to become true about your life. Tell your neighbor, don't say the things you don't want to become true about your life. So that means you never say I'm poor, I'm broke. Don't say negative things. Say only positive things. Touch yourself, say I'm a success. Touch yourself, say I'm a millionaire. That's who you are. Say these things to yourself because you are actually reprogramming your subconscious mind. Let me just give you a note for note's sake because we already discussed so much about it. Imaginators. The imaginators, the innovators, the directors, the imaginators, the thinkers. Add it to your note. The thinkers. The thinkers. So if you are thinking without action, it's not going to work. But if you're acting without not thinking, it's not going to work. Of course, you think without action is daydream. Of course, action without thinking is frustration. But you need to think and act. And don't overthink. Just know your values. Anything that aligns to your values is a yes. No value is not is the no. So no need to bother yourself. Create value, excellence, integrity, study. These are the things to do. So write this down. The thinkers, the imaginators, the directors, the innovators. Write it down your notes. These people, this set of people work with their mind on projects. They work with their mind on projects, promotions, products. They work with their mind on projects. That's they create projects in their mind. They work with their mind on projects, promotions, products, services, businesses, etc. So they work with their mind on projects, promotions, products, services, businesses, organizations, etc. So they mostly work with they're mostly the strategists. So they work with their mind on projects, promotions, promotions, products, services, businesses, organizations. So they work with their mind. They use their mind to create and they write. So full stop. So what they bring mostly to the table is strategic plan. What they bring to the table is mostly strategy, plans, direction, ideas. What they bring mostly to the table, what they bring mostly to the table is the strategy, plans, direction, ideas, never continuous and never ending improvement. Full stop. So what they bring mostly to the table is a strategy, planning, direction, ideas, continuous and never ending improvement. So that's what they bring to the table. There are the people that they value, there are the people that do what kings does. Every king think, every king write, every king study. Because it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, honor of the king to search out matter. So kings search. So they do what kings do. That's what you should be doing. They do what president do. Like Tinubu sat down, he said, I'm going to be the president. So what will I do? They disturb in the strategy. They think people that act to act. See, they think that our thoughts, your thinking has presence. Your thought has presence. So thoughts are things. So whatever you think is correct. Whatever you are thinking is valid. Never you doubt your thoughts. So what they bring to the table mostly is strategy, plans, direction, ideas, continuous and never ending improvement. If you are with me, shall I? So these people you see, so our goal is to become a thinker, imaginator, and a communicator. Because this is what the top 10% do. Let's go there. Aim for the top. You're going to aim for the top. You aim for the top, so you have to draw a triangle like this, not small, not big one. So I can even change this to a triangle, a triangle, so I can make more sense to us. So let me not draw. If you want to draw, you can put it there, but you're going to put this. So you have to put like this. The first three triangles have to be a different color. So here is top 10%. Here is 90%. So the top 10% enjoy 90% of the result. 90% enjoy the top 10%. The 10%, of course, resources available. Then I'm going to give you a note to write. Write on your note. M for the top. M for the top. N for the top. M for this top. M for this top. So you want to be, because there are two gates in a city. There are two strongholds in a city. The gate and the palace. So gate is to get you, allow you to the city, but the palace is where the government is, the power is. So aim for the top. That is where you can become a voice. Family, in your business, you are not at the top, you are making noise. Just like us sitting here and start on Tinubu, the government is this, government is that. You know, concerning Tinubu, that I say, leave Tinubu alone. But you are at the top, at the Senate, you are the Senate president, of course, deputy Senate president, or whatever. Your voice, you will hear it. And let me tell you, every industry have the top. Music industry, football industry, every industry have the top. So you aim for the top. What is the top? Imaginators and communicators. So let's take our notes here. Aim for the top. Bracket open 10%. Top 10%. Top 10%. Top 10%. The top 10%. Aim for the top bracket in the top 10%. Let me give you some notes to write. Always think, because the top 10% are always the one that rules. They're the one that enjoy all the profit. So I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points here. So it's going to make so much sense. So we are in outline number 3. Aim for the top 10%. Tell your neighbor, I am among the top 10%. In my industry, in my business, in anywhere I find myself. I'll give 4 things to write. So write number 1. In every industry, there exists a hierarchy of value. In every industry, there exists a hierarchy of value in which the top 10% enjoys the 90% of the revenue. In every industry, there exists a hierarchy of value in which the top 10% enjoys 90% of the revenue, recognition, reward, and resources available. Full stop. In every industry, There exists an hierarchy of value. Bracket open, the imaginators and communicators. Bracket closes. In every industry, there exists an hierarchy of value. Brackets open, the imaginators and the communicators, brackets open, in which the top 10% enjoy 90% of the revenue, comma, recognition, comma, reward, comma, resources and resources available. Don't worry, I'm going to come back again. In every industry, there exists an hierarchy of value. Brackets open, the imaginators and communicators, bracket closes, in which the top 10% enjoy 90% of the revenue, comma, recognitions, comma, rewards and resources available. Full stop. In every industry, there exists a hierarchy of value, bracket open, imaginators and communicators, bracket open, bracket closes, in which the top 10% enjoyed 90% of the revenue, comma, recognitions, comma, rewards and resources available. There are so many musicians in Nigeria, but the people that really enjoy the money, that the Whiskey, the Davido, right? Those top 10%, you know them. But there are thousands and thousands of musicians we've not had their album, we've not heard about them. I was so shocked last weekend. We had a very big event at What Bridge was I attended. I was seeing some artists I never met in my life. These are all upcoming local champions. Let me put it like that. Upcoming local resources men. They were acting. I was like, this guy is so good. How do you know about him? He's not among the top 10%. That's a problem. That's why we'll never hear about them. So we'll go to grave with their ideas because they are not among the top 10%. So in every industry, there exists an hierarchy of value, bracket between the imaginators and communicators, in which the top 10% enjoy 90% of the revenue, comma, recognitions, rewards, and resources available. Either with me, shall I? That is number one. Under the aim for the top 10%. Number two, write this down on your note. They leave the bottom 90% to fight over 10% of the benefits. They leave the bottom of 90%. They leave those at the 90% to fight over 10% of the benefit, reward, recognition, resources available, etc. So they leave the 90% to struggle for 10% of the rewards, of the revenue, of the recognitions and resources available. So they leave them. That is why when I came to this industry, I refused to be among the 90%. I started at 90%, but I did not stay there. I even borrowed money to enter. I forced myself to enter the industry. I borrowed to enter the industry. But when I went to attend my biggest event in Lagos, when I did recognition event, I was hearing they recognize the top 20 leaders who earns the most money in the industry in Nigeria. Is that they call it? Top 20, top 19, top 18. The whole was scattered, noise everywhere, recognition, carrying men, pumping balloons everywhere, champagne. Let's record top 5, top 4. Wow. The whole world was painted red at the cage. I was like, wow. Next year, I would like to be among these top 20%. So I came back because I aimed for the top. I did all I could do. I was working, I was so obsessed. Talking to everybody I could talk, sell the most product we sell, talk to people, grow organization, build people, inspire people, help men to buy car, help men to buy. But the more you help others succeed, the more successful you become. Success is very important. It gives you fulfillment. But definitely, if you help others succeed, you become more self-fulfilling. Yes or yes? So the fact is that the next day we went back. And they started calling again the following year. Top 20, top 19, top 18, top 17. When they called top 16, my name was there. And I was recognized. I said, okay, I'm going to be among the top 5. So we went back again. That was 2018 and 2017. And I became the top 4. So I told my mentor, now he's in US. Now I want to be the top 1. Then they give him Hall of Fame. So he's the first Hall of Fame in Africa. So now there's somebody to take top 1. I told him I'm going to come on board. So I came back because the fact is that if your mind accepts it, your mouth will say it and your body will manifest. Then my body will manifest success. But if your mind doesn't accept it, your mouth cannot even say it. Your body will not manifest it. Even when your mouth say what your mind did not accept, you're a double-minded man. The Bible said, he that lacketh wisdom in gems, go and ask for him that liberally give to everybody. But when you ask, believe that you have received, because you are doubting, you're a double-minded man. Just to and fro like water. You receive nothing from the Lord. So you need to believe that you are among the top percent. That's how this training is old. So that anywhere you are now, while you are frying akara, don't fry akara and be like throw akara person. No, fry your own akara with packaging. Tell them packaging. Even if you are doing poultry business, fish business, you are coming to this industry. Never you come and say, kill Sarah. Even in your church, refuse to be among the main mommy. No, refuse to be among ordinary members. Join a department. Serve. Anything your hand finds to do with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. Serve very well. Become the president of that department. Don't just settle for less. You know, when I was in school, during my final in school, I joined a church, you know, at Redeemed Christian Church of God in Bokiti Junction at Enugu, you know, at school in Enugu. So I went to the church, I joined youth fellowship. I became the president. And when I joined Sunday school, I became the head of Sunday school. I know like stand back. It's why I joined, I go keep quiet, I go observe, observe. One of my friends will always tell me, Subon Billion will say, if you don't learn by inspiration, learn by observation. Tell neighbor. If you don't learn by inspiration, learn by observation. You should observe what the rich and wealthy is doing. They are thinking and talking. You too. You should think and talk. But you are going to see, there's a problem. There's a problem. That's about broke and poor. They're struggling. You are working very hard from January till November, about enter December. Their life is not working, not that they're lazy, because they don't obey the laws. See, laws guys wealth. So let's give number. What number are we now? So I said if they leave the 90% to fight over 10% of the benefit, reward, of course, resource available. And this is found in the music industry, the football, the food industry, sales professional, in every industry. So let's go to number 3. Number 3, I told you, aim for the top. Number 1, I said that every industry exists a hierarchy of top 10%, which enjoy the 90% of everything available, and they leave the 90% to enjoy the 10% of what is available. Number 3, aim for the top, because the bottom is too crowded. Aim for the top. Why? Because the bottom of every industry is always too crowded. That's the problem. Aim for the top, because the bottom is always too crowded. You see, the fact is that it's the worst place to be. It's a good place to start, but the worst place to stay. Starting bottom is fine, but still in there is a problem. Some people just say, hey, I'm not good for anything. No, you are good for something. You are good to be at the top. You are good to be at the seat of the greatness, the table of greatness, in the arena of greatness. You are good. So stop thinking small. Okay? So number 3, I say aim for the top, because the bottom is too crowded. Number 4, aim for the top or get out of the game. Aim for the top or get out of the game. Aim for the top or get out of the game. You know why I need to get out of the game? Because always frustration will set in. Frustration will set in. Bitterness will set in. Anger will set in. So aim for the top or frustration or get out of the game. Aim for the top or get out of the game. Okay, let me help you, because this is actually going to help you identify a good career path. Last week we started a training how you can identify a good career path for yourself. We said your career path should be able to fulfill you. Your career path should help you to learn some set of skills that will help you to create massive value for people that can answer questions like, will you give me the kind of money I want? Will it actually fulfill me as an individual? Will it help me to leave a legacy that, of course, build empire? Will it help me to become the ultimate version of myself? We have several questions we thought last week, so that you don't end up being a career that at the end of the day, you get to the top of the career and you are not fulfilled. So you just found the ladder was leaning on the wrong wall. So write this down on your note, very important. Any industry you go into, your mindset should be any industry you go into, your mindset should be that I'm going to rise to the top 10%. Any industry you go into, your mindset, set it, should be that I'm going to rise and get to the top 10% of the most productive, most effective, most successful, most influential, and most profitable. Full stop. Don't want I'm going to come back again. I say any industry you go into, set your mind, bracket to be your mindset should be that I'm going to rise and get to the top 10% of the most productive. Any industry, in marriage, in business, anything, but with anything that they give to you, just make sure you set your mind. That is mindset should be that I'm going to rise and get to the top 10% of the most productive, most effective, most successful, most influential, and most productive and profitable individual in that industry. So any industry you go into, your mindset should be that I'm going to rise and get to the top 10% of the most productive, most effective, most successful, and most influential and most profitable. Why must you set your mind there? It's because if your mind doesn't accept it, your body, your mouth cannot say it, your body cannot manifest it. People are broke and poor because they are poor already in mind. They are already poor in thinking. They are already poor in their thoughts. They don't accept possibilities. They don't accept abundance. Or that there's nothing that profits a man that is poor. Poverty is even difficult to explain. Poverty denies love expression. Nothing good about poverty. So stop. I know that you were raised from a very poor background. So your body and mind picked up lessons from your environment, because our body, our container that carry the real man. The real man is spirit, but that spirit cannot work on this earth. So you need this container. You need this body to manifest its purpose on earth. So and that container must have the mind. That is why you study to renew your mind, so that your mind can accept the things of the spirit and manifest in the body. Because the limitation is just the mind. There's no limitations in life. The limitation you have is the mind. You're thinking. So if you think you can, you are correct. If you think you can't, you are still correct. I cannot. Don't ever say I cannot. Why not say how can I learn? How can I? At least learn how. If you are stuck in life, you can learn your way out of it. You are stuck in finances. You are stuck in love. You are stuck in anything. You can learn your way out of anything. You can learn your way into anything. If I ask you a question today, for those that join us for the first time today, answer me yes. Anything I'm going to ask you, let me show you how possible this thing is. Answer me yes. If I learn how. Can everybody become a medical doctor? Let's say it together. Yes, if I learn how. Can you become a billionaire? Yes, if I learn how. Can you make more money every day? Yes, if I learn how. Can you achieve all your financial dreams in life?
Yes, if I learn how.
Can you own an estate? Yes, if I learn how. Can you own a private jet? Yes, if I learn how. Can you build hospital and give free medical care? Yes, if I learn how. Can you support church projects? Yes, if I learn how. Can you have the best life can offer? Yes, if I learn how. Can you own a Rolex of 45 million naira? Yes, if I learn how. Can you own a Rolls of 600 million naira? Yes, if I learn how. Not pray. See, prayer is good. Faith without work is dead. So you need to learn. Learn, apply. It's not going to be easy. I didn't say it will be easy. Nothing is easy for a start. Go to gym today. It's not going to be easy. Learn how to ride a bicycle today. It's not. I have 2 big wounds on my leg. 2 big wounds. Learning how to ride bicycle. I don't fall. Get big wounds. When the wound will heal, I still go back until I learn this bicycle. And now I learned it. I used to go to stream, carry the bicycle, say you me and you today. I'll keep the stream on that hill, and I'll carry my hand like this and my leg. The bicycle carry me. Inside water. Wow! I say now you suffer me that time. Did I not? Because it's not going to be easy. When you learn it, you can do styles. That time we used to climb bicycle. Today now, carry bicycle, you go to drive bicycle, can't leave and can't stand on top of the chain. That is it. So we do all these things, but it wasn't easy. Even driving a car wasn't easy. But now I learned the car. If I'm going to Papa Kwinta Oguni Road, I'll just put my car on cruise. I roll my leg on steering, roll my leg on the pedal. The car will just be cruising. I'll be enjoying myself. Don't enjoy. The car will just be going. I will enjoy myself inside. Only when I see police checkpoint or bomb, I will now step my feet down, get the car off the cruise. So because I learned it. Same thing with pilots. Learning how to fly a private jet is not easy. But when you learn it, you can even put the flight on the cruise when you take off. Yes or yes? So learning things is very, very important. So you deny yourself to learn how to become a better person, to learn how to become a top 10%. Please, when you aim for the top 10%, you don't have any business with 90%. You don't have any talk with them. These people are complainers, blamers, looking for fault finding, criticism. Ignore them. Say no, ignore. Why must you ignore 90%? Because people's opinion don't pay your bills. Tell your neighbor. People's opinion don't pay your bills. So aim for the top. Set your mindset to be there. To become the most productive, most effective, most successful, most influential, and most profitable. So, you know why? Because, write this down on your notes. If you don't aim for the top, you spend all your time and life struggling, wrestling and worrying, competing and getting frustrated with the 90% of the thousands and thousands of others. If you don't aim for the top, you spend all your time and life struggling, complaining, blaming, worrying, wrestling, competing, and frustrated and get frustrated with the 90% of poor people around you. If you don't aim for the top, you spend all your time and your life struggling, wrestling, worrying, complaining, blaming, struggling, and ultimately get frustrated with the 90% at the bottom. If you don't aim for the top, you spend all your time and all your life struggling, wrestling, worrying, blaming, complaining, competing, and ultimately get frustrated with the 90% of thousands and thousands and thousands of the poor masses. Remember when I used to live in Face Me, I Face You? Nothing for Oga. That compound, as you open your door, your neighbor has to wait for your own door to open. Because if you open his own, both of you will be fighting. Or you wait for his own to open. So, and the corridor was so small, and everywhere was small, and heat, because everywhere jam-packed. That's why you go to a poor man's house, you will see clothes, but you don't get anyone to wear to church on Sunday. You get in the from, you get, but you don't get any good clothes. But you go to a rich man's house, everywhere is clean. If no one, you throw them out, dash them out, burn them, go to charity. Everything is always simple because there is always enough space at the top. The crowd is at the bottom. Before we leave aiming for the top, I want to bring us a notice that will help you find a good career path of any industry you choose. Any industry you choose. You want to be a poultry farmer, you want to be a cement dealer, you want to be a chair producer, shoemaker, whatever industry you want to go into. So let me put it here as a subtopic under aiming for the top. Before we talk about becoming the person in the picture, let me create a picture for you. Let me create a picture of any industry, in marriage, in business, and I will put it like this on my note: career path under aiming for the top. Put it like this: career path. So any career path you choose, so this is what will happen. Hold in every city or kingdom. There are two strongholds in every city or kingdom. Number one is the gate. Number two, the palace. Write it down your notes. The gate gives you access, and the palace gives you control. The gate gives you access. There are two strongholds. There are two strongholds in every city or kingdom or any profession or any career path. The gate gives you access. The palace gives you control. The gate gives you access. The palace gives you control. That is why I can always see every kingdom, the king always puts the most elite troops at the gate and at the palace. So it is also true. Write it down your note. It's also true for every industry. Think of industry. It's also true for every industry. Full stop. Think of your industry as an industry. Think of your industry as a city. 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 Number one, you will first struggle to get into. Number one, you first struggle to get into in every industry. You struggle to get access. First and foremost, number one, if every industry, even marriage, everything, see it as a city or kingdom. Number one, you struggle to get access. You struggle to go into the industry. Struggle to go into marriage, pay bride price, do wedding, spend money, spend time. Fight new stuff is start, so even get the woman first. Win her, checking her, buying her kuli, buy her ice cream, buy her shawarma, buy pizza. That one no do. You see, buy a phone, charge card. If she even say yes, I do. So think of every industry like a city or a kingdom, whereby you need to first and foremost get access. Then access. So access will just have you to enter the industry. But number two, as we just grab around this up. Number two, decide not to remain at the 90%, but to go to the top 10%, which is the palace. Decide not to remain at the bottom 90%. Decide not to remain at the bottom 90%. Aim to be at the top 10%, which is the palace of every industry, where the gold is, glory is, government and power is. Decide not to remain at the bottom 90%. Aim to be at the top 10%, which is the palace of every industry, where the glory is, the gold is, government and power is. Decide not to remain at the bottom 90%. Aim to be at the top 10%, which is the palace of every industry. In the music industry, in football industry, decide for the palace. That's where you get control. That's where the glory is, the gold is, the government and power is. So don't just come to take a bite of an industry. Don't just come and take a pie of much industry struggling. So you should decide to be at the top 10%, where the glory is, the gold is, government and power is. So because why did you do that? God wants you to succeed, because God wants you to, like that training we just finished last week. God wants to make you, God needs you to be his access, his agent, agent, advertisement for acquisition of that industry. As we round up today's class, let me give you 1, 2, 3, 4 things as we round up this particular aim for the top. So tomorrow, I want to round up these 4 things so that by tomorrow, I will be able to build on becoming the person in the picture. Any picture in your mind, you can learn how to become the person. There's no limitation. All you need to do is to keep quality people around you. We call them OQP, only quality people. What did I say? Only quality people. Keep around the people that everybody in your life are coming to life either as a minus or as a plus or multiplication or division. Ask your neighbor, which one are you? No, let me come again. Everybody in your life is coming to either minus or add or multiply or divide. Ask your neighbor, which one? How do you know them? They will hate knowledge. That is what happened. That's how you know them. Fools to be what? That's 18. Proverbs 1 verse 22 says, please, even though you have not been right, even though you've not written anything today, or the online community, please bring your pen and paper, bring your notes, bring your phone, type this one down as we end up to this. Number 1, the top 10% of the implementers. The top 10% of the implementers, operators, laborers, and manpower. The top 10% of the implementers. The top 10% of the implementers, operators, manpower, and the laborers are selected for the management. The top 10% of the implementers, operators, manpower, and laborers are selected for the management. The top 10% of the implementers, the laborers, the manpower, and the laborers are selected for the management. This is what happens in every industry. So you don't go there and take back seat and say, okay, mere fun. No. The 10% of the implementers, the laborers, the operators, and the manpowers are selected for the management. Number 2, the top 10% of the managers are selected for the position of the communicators, teachers, trainers, negotiators, consultants, and representations of the company. So the top 10% of the managers are selected for the position of the communicators, teachers, trainers, consultants of any industry. The top 10% of the managers are selected for the position of the communicators, teachers, trainers, negotiators, and consultants of every industry. That's number 2. The top 10% of the managers are selected for the position of the communicators, teachers, trainers, negotiators, consultants of every industry. Number 3, the top 10% of the communicators are selected for the innovators, directors, thinkers. That's number 3. The top 10% of the communicators are selected for the position of the imaginators, innovators, directors, and thinkers. And lastly, aim for the top in every stage of your career path. That's where we're going to stop today. So tomorrow we'll talk about preparation, how to prepare you. Because preparation is the highest level of faith. When you say, I'm going to win, the first thing we see is to help you prepare. So I said the last one is that aim for the top in every stage of your career path. Aim for the top. Because the top 10% of the implementers are selected for the managers, top 10% of the managers are selected for the communicators, top 10% of the communicators are selected for the imaginators. So always aim for the top in every career path you find yourself. So the online community, we wish to talk more, but it's already 4 minutes past 9. Our class is 8 to 9. We have 1 hour to communicate. So tomorrow we want to see you. So I want to give a professional advice. Please don't get involved in a business. It's a professional advice. It's not a must. Take it without a mentor. You know why? Mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. He that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you at the top. See you tomorrow. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now. For the rest of